Good evening, Mason Kale here with We Like Them Dirty. And I just saw a post on Facebook. I tried recording this earlier today and the volume didn't come out very well because I was driving. Um, but I wanted to redo it because I just saw somebody post that said a guy wanted his interior done and some stains taken out and then wants it detailed to showroom clean. And I told him $350. He said it was too much. Did I price it too high or did I price it too low? That doesn't tell the whole story. The part of sales. Let's talk about price objections. Is the theme or the topic. So when you're discussing price objections, I come from the car business, years of negotiating car deals, and when price is the objection, you have to figure out. You have to build value. You have to talk about the features, advantages, and benefits of what you're offering. You have to let them know what they're getting for $350. What's very common and what I get is customers will text me or call me and say, hi, I have a 2017 Grand Cherokee. What's it cost for a full detail? And a lot of us go, $350. And they'll go, well, that's too high. I can get it done down the street for less. And what do? Okay, well, call me if I can help you. If you're not happy with the work they do, call me down the road. Keep me in mind for the future. Or we say, what were you planning on spending? And they might tell us, well, I can't spend more than $200. I think $350 is exorbitant. But what are they planning on spending $200 for? If they're planning on spending $200 for, to get their car washed and vacuumed by somebody that does it on the weekends, and that's cheaper than our $350, that's fine. We have to let them know. I have a template on my notes in my phone so that when a customer asks me for a quote, I start out from the beginning and send them a message. If they send me a text, I will immediately send them, I'll copy and paste it, put it in the text message that kind of lays out the steps that I do. And it says that for the interior, we're going to wash all the interior windows. We're going to vacuum the carpet. We're going to remove moderate stains. Not severe, but moderate stains are going to be removed. We're going to use our extractor if necessary to get those chemicals out of the carpet so that it doesn't smell moldy 2 days down the road. And we're going to protect the seats, the carpet, the vinyl with the UV protectant so that it will inhibit stains from coming in the future, make it easier to clean in the future, and give them some protection as well. And then on the exterior, I'm going to let them know that for the quote that I gave them, I'm planning on cleaning the engine bay, the door jambs, all of the exterior glass. I'm going to wash, clay, iron decontaminate, polish, and protect the paint. Not to mention do the trunk. So I'm letting them know all of this, and that's what's $350. And if they say, well, I wasn't planning on spending $350, I was planning on spending $200, then I can ask them, well, what were your expectations? What were we wanting to accomplish? Well, the gentleman down the street comes over in 2 hours. It costs $150. He vacuums my car. He washes it. It looks really nice. And it's half of what you're charging me. True. But does he give you a year's protection on the interior and the exterior? Does he go that extra step to make that car look better than the day you probably picked it up from the dealership? Because that's the service that I offer. I can do this for $200 or at least get closer to $200. I tell people all the time I can work within any budget. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what your expectations are. And we need to talk about the advantages of protecting the seats and the carpet. Anybody can vacuum the seats, make your car look good for a day or two, but when it comes to keeping that dash from fading, when it keeps the kids' Kool-Aid from soaking into the seats and creating a stain that's then going to cost me money down the road to take out, versus protecting that seat so the stain doesn't set, so that it cleans up very easily, that's a value, and we have to increase that value to justify our price. I would always rather justify a price than apologize for the quality. Now, the customer might not need those services, and if they don't, I need to know that so that I can price accordingly. If they want me to come over and spend 2 hours, vacuum it, wash it, go for $200 or $150, I may decide to match that. What I'm hoping to do is upsell the value of the service that I provide that the other detailer cannot provide. He's not even capable of doing it to justify my price, because that's when I become the expert. That's when I become the person they call the next time they have an issue with their car, or why they recommend me to people is because that I've got the carpet extractor, the steam cleaner, I've got the proper chemicals, I've got the UV protectants, I've got the paint sealants, I've got the clay, the polisher. We're not showing up with a bucket and a tool bag and asking to use their hose and go into work. We're professionals. We have to come across as a professional. So we have to explain the feature, what we offer, the benefit, why they need it, and the advantage, what it's going to provide for them down the road. That's how we justify $350 detail over a $150 detail. When it comes to price, one way to set yourself back or to, let's see, get your game plan together when price becomes the issue or price is the objection. Price usually isn't the objection. The objection is value. How much am I getting for my money? If price is the objection, there's two reasons. They don't have the money, or they don't feel the service you're offering is worth the money. So if you don't have a chance, if you just say, well, if they're doing it for $150, they're not going to do a very good job. Good luck to you. Call me when you want a real detail. Good for you. You chuckle when you hang up the phone, but you didn't sell the job. You didn't get the job, and you're just kind of that guy that maybe they'll call down the road, but they probably won't because they don't like the way that call went. When somebody tells me, well, the normal price for a vehicle of that size and the condition that you described, with that based on the pictures that I received, is $350. And they say, well, I wasn't planning on spending more than $200. I step back, and the first thing that I say is, why do you say that? How do you mean? Well, everybody else will do it for $200. $350 is absurd. Okay, fair enough. Well, let me send you a list of the services I provide, and maybe you don't need your engine bay cleaned. Maybe you don't have any stains that need to be taken out. Maybe you don't care to protect your seats, the carpet, the dash, the vinyl, from the ultraviolet rays that come in that cause them to fade over the time, or cause those stains to set in the seats, set in the carpet. Maybe that's not important to you. Maybe we just want to vacuum and clean it. So are we looking for somebody that doesn't have $350, or they just don't want to spend it because they don't think it's worth it? So we have to increase our value. We do that by explaining the feature, the advantage, and benefit of what we do. And anybody that does not provide all of those services, that's why they're less money. And my customers, what I have found, are they are happier by spending the money that for the services that we recommend. And inevitably, when they go somewhere to save money, they don't get that level of service, and they're not quite as just tickled pink with the condition of their car for a long time. Customers can relate to, sometimes if you remind them, somebody can come in and wash your car for $100, and it's going to look good for a week, and then after that, you're right back to the same car that you're in now. The service that I provide for $350, in general, my customers call me 6 months to 8 months later. Any stains that they have picked up are easily removed. At that point, I plan on spending about 6 hours at your house doing your car, doing a full interior detail, a full exterior detail. We're going to decontaminate, get the iron off of there. We're going to get into the engine, clean the engine bay. We're going to get it underneath the seats. We're going to extract all of the goopy stuff the kids have spilled on the floor. Talk about those, because then when they talk to the customer or the detailer that told them $100, they're going to say, hey, by the way, do you have a carpet extractor? No? Okay. Do you have a steam cleaner to really steam in those seats and get those stains out? No? Okay. Are you going to protect my seats? Do you have some kind of paint sealant, or are you going to protect the carpet so those stains don't hit me later? No, I'm going to vacuum your car real good, and we're going to make it shiny. And that's only $150. I'm the best price in town. And the customers, a lot of times at that point, they're going to see the value in what you offered versus the low price that doesn't seem like such a good value anymore, and chances are they may call you back or give you their business. So you have to build value. Let's see, let's put this in the ABC thing. A, why do you say that? Why are you objecting to the price? What do you mean it's too high? How do you mean? And in that moment that they're explaining that, I can sit back and I can get my game plan together on how I'm going to handle this. Do they have the money, or do they not see the value yet? I have to explain the feature, the advantage, and the benefit of everything that I do. There's a feature there's a car detail. That's a feature. The advantage is your car's going to look great and you're going to be proud of it. And the benefit is everywhere you go, you're going to be proud of what you're driving. Your friends are going to say, wow, every time you pull up. I mean, that's a quick feature, advantage, benefit, process. Now, I can talk about extracting that way. I can talk about vacuuming that way. I can talk about cleaning your engine that way. I can talk about why we take the iron off your car, the feature, the advantage, and the benefit of all of those items. That's how I build the value. That's how I justify my price. So don't just say, oh, well, he'll do it for $150. He's not a professional. Good for you. You lost the job. There's some selling involved. Now, if I decide, okay, well, maybe we don't need to take out any stains. Maybe the UV protectants aren't important. Maybe you don't need it clayed, polished, and sealed. I tell you what, I can usually work within any budget. If I can get my price down to about $200 and we cut out a few of those things, and I can assure you'll still be really happy with your car, could we put something together? Would Thursday work, or would Friday be better? So what did I just do? I kind of conceded on the price, but I also planted the seed that I'm not going to be providing that full all-star knockout level of service that I'm accustomed to providing. So I've set their expectations a little bit different. I've also ended with a question. Whoever is asking the question is controlling the conversation. So, you know, if I can get that price down to 200, and we cut out a few of those items, but I can assure you, you'll still be extremely happy with the work that we do. Would Thursday work or would Friday be better? The question I'm asking, what they're answering it is, would Thursday work or would Friday be better? Not, will you give me $200 to come clean your car? Small thing. We're assuming the close. We're assuming the sale. We're assuming that if I can come down to $200, that they're going to do it. So when would work for you? That's how you make it easy for a customer to say yes. You don't have to say, well, I could probably do it for $200 if that's all you got, but it's not going to look as good. Is that okay? If it doesn't look as good for $200? Well, no, that's not okay. I want my car to look good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assure them that they're still good. If they're used to spending $100, $150, I'm going to blow them away regardless of what I do, even if I don't get out the extractor, even if I don't clay polish and seal the car. I'm confident of that anyway. They're going to be extremely impressed with their vehicle, and they're going to be happy because they won. Because my quote went from $350 down to $200. They got the price that they were looking to spend, and they got an extremely clean car. And in the back of their mind, they know that I can do more when it's needed. Versus the guy that says, yeah, $150, in and out in 2 hours. I'm not in and out in 2 hours, ever. Chances are I'm going to be at your house 4 to 6 hours. We're going to do it complete. We're going to do it thorough. You're not customer number 6 for the day for me. You're my only customer for the day. So I'm going to spend the time there working on your vehicle until we get it right. And maybe when I show up to do their car, we start talking about, see, this is one of those stains over here that I can get at my price at $350 at $200. We're going to make your car look great. You're going to be extremely happy, but that stain might not be taken out 100%, or at least as close to it. We might not be able to spend so time. I can feel your paint here. You have no idea what kind of difference cleaning and polishing this car and then putting a sealant on it would make. This would be a brand new car for you. It'd be just like you wouldn't spend another $20,000 on a new car. Just keep that in mind for maybe the next time if you see the value in that extra $150. If you're happy with the work that I do today, maybe you'll decide to do that. A lot of times they'll decide to do it right there if they have the money, because you're constantly building the value. If they don't decide to do it right there, then as you're leaving, you can let them know, boy, your car cleaned up great. Based on my experience, your car's one of those cars that goes from a 6 to a 10 with that additional services that I offer. So keep me in mind if in 3 or 4 months down the road you want to go to that next level. Give me a call and we'll see what we can do. By the way, if you call me within 90 days, I can usually knock about 10% off of that $350, and we'll make your car, you know, standing tall, frontline dealership ready, nicer than the day you took it home. But you have to build the value. You have to find out why they're objecting to the price. How do you mean? Why do you say that? And you have to explain the feature, the advantage, and the benefit. That's how you build the value. You explain the feature, what it means to them, and why they want to do it. So everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to tell you, if you got just a second here, we're in my garage. I have to show something off here. We did this today. We put in a sink in the garage to wash pads, to do whatever we got to do to fill our bottles so we don't have to go in and out of the house all day long. And then one other thing, just for the heck of it, new hobby this summer, we've got some gardening, got spreading petunias, we've got some peppers down there, and we've got radishes, and we've got tomatoes, basil, some roses, green beans. Probably going to plant some root vegetables over there. Probably going to plant some beets, some potatoes, something like that. So maybe some onions, I don't know. So it's been a pleasure. Any feedback is always appreciated. Have a great weekend.